Rock bottom is something that everybody has to go through. We have our highs and our lows in this life, and sometimes our lows are really low, like bottom of the pit low. But would it be crazy for me to say that this is something that's necessary? Like failing so much to the point where you get to the point of quit and the point of no return, and you just feel like giving up, and you just feel like it's no purpose, and the thoughts get really loud and all the motivation is sucked from you. Maybe that's something that we need, right? Because once you're in that fire and you're going through that crazy trial where you don't see the end of the sight, like it's like you're in a tunnel and it's all black and we just can't see the other end. Like we really think it's over, and you get to that point where you really give up on everything. You start giving up on your dreams. You start giving up on your goals. You had a whole envision of how stuff was supposed to be in the next year or the next week or the next couple days, and it didn't go that way. So you start to lose that motivation, and you start to let that doubt creep in, and you really start doubting yourself. But I think that it's kind of a good thing. It's a double-edged sword, because you're going to hit that point and there's nowhere else to go. You can't get any worse. The doubt can't get any worse. Your mind can't be any worse. So you have no choice but to go up. You start looking at stuff different. Well, if I'm all the way down here, let me just take one step back to where I was. You know what I mean? Let me just hit a reverse. You get what I'm saying? Life has a funny way of tearing us all the way down. Like life is really a joke, man. Like when you really think about it, like the stuff we go through, and you think about all the crazy moments you done had of, going through stuff, and then you look back at it and you laugh. Like for the most part, we all look back at those crazy moments that in that moment, you probably hated life, probably hated yourself, probably hated another person. You just hated the situation you were in. And now you look back at it and it's kind of funny because you're like, dang, I kind of overreacted. I was always going to make it out of that situation. And I think this is just the extreme of that, right? Like it's going to be hard to be in that moment where, you got your feet in the dirt and you feel like you can't move. But for you to sit there and say, you know what, I'm going to get through this. I'm going to get back on the right path. Like that's the most important thing. And you have to do that. You have to tear yourself back down to build it up. The same way you build muscle in the gym, the same way you get better at a sport, you have to fail. Like you have to go to the gym and fail on that 135. The first time you ever hit bench, you might fail on the bar. You just trying to lift the bar and you fail. And now years later, you can lift, 2 plates, 3 plates, 4 plates. But you had to have that failure in order for you to get there. It's all part of the process. So I just feel like it's like a sick joke, right? That life plays on us. And I ain't gonna say God, because I ain't gonna say God's playing sick jokes. But it's just more so the sense of, I'm going to put you through these trials and these tribulations because I want you to know how it feels to be a failure. You need to know how it feels to be on the bottom so you'll never want to be there again. If you never failed, if you never really hit the lowest part of your life, then you never really been through anything. You never really went through that struggle, that thing that's going to build you up and make you into that man you need to be. I got Gatakucha in the background because a lot of like what I'm going through, and I'm sure other people go through, and this is why we relate to anime so much, is Rudo. Like we see Rudo in the beginning of the show, he's just going through his life. He's already at the bottom, right? Like he's already on the other side of the wall. He's already living in a place where he's not accepted. He's already getting bullied. It's already a lot of stuff going, but it can always be worse, Sometimes we tend to be ungrateful in our situation where we like, I can't get any worse than this. My life sucks. But trust me, with Rudo, you see it got worse. And it got worse pretty quickly in the show. It was like the first episode. But it just showed how he was just so in the dumps, and he realized like, oh my gosh, it can really get worse. And he got thrown into their version of hell. Like, you know what I mean? He got tossed into that fire, but when he got tossed down there, he made new friends, came across new opportunities, had a new understanding of life. And then he's going to build his way back up, I haven't finished the manga or anything, but just, the pacing of the story is he fell all the way down to the bottom, and he's going to bring himself back up to the surface. And not only is he going to get to the surface, he's going to go beyond that. He's going to fix the surface. He's going to fix his circumstance. He's going to become and have that dream life. It might not be the girl that he handed the bear to and the girl he loved, but he might find another girl, and that might be the love of his life. He had a couple friends up there, but those weren't his real friends. Now he got some real people, real, friends in his circle that are always going to be there for him. But in order for him to accomplish and get the, become as strong as he is and realize what he can do and his potential and the people he can meet and the things he can experience, he had to fall. If he doesn't fall and get to a worse position than he was already in, he just lives that mundane life, mundane. I'm kind of a stutter right there. And he just lives that same life where he's just up, stealing trash, getting in trouble, just chilling him and his dad, and that's not the life we want to live, right? We don't want to live in that same repetitive cycle of, oh, I'm doing this every day I'm doing this, I'm doing the same sin, I'm looking at girls the wrong way, I'm drinking alcohol real bad, I'm smoking weed, haven't cleaned up my room in weeks, I'm looking at all, just haven't been to the gym in weeks, just that pattern of just doing the wrong thing all the time. Like, it's so easy to fall back into it because it's comfortable, right? Like, it's so comfortable doing, like, the messed up stuff. That's another thing about life, like doing the messed up things and, like, smoking weed and drinking alcohol, all the stuff that's bad. It feels good, right? Like, it don't feel good to go to the gym and, lift heavy weight. I mean, you get a pump, but you know what I mean? Like, you'd rather be home, chilling with your girl or your guy or whatever you got going on. You know what I mean? You'd rather be playing the game. You'd rather be doing a lot of other stuff than doing the super productive stuff, because the bad stuff feels good and the good stuff feels bad. Like, that's just how the world works. It's kind of backwards in a sense like that. But I think it's all just a part of life, man. We just go through different things in our lives that just kind of mold us, right? We just get broken down and build back up and broken down and build back up. And there's so many different seasons of life where you just like, man, wow. Like me, like I'm 24 now and I'm just like, wow, bro. Like, time just went by so fast. And I had a little run where I was like grinding my YouTube, doing my stuff. And then I realized, like, that was when I was like 22. And I realized, dang, 2 years done passed. I was actually, doing my thing, making videos. And now look at me, I'm back to falling off and falling back into those same patterns, just doing the wrong stuff because, I felt like I was in that rock bottom. Like, I feel like I've been in that season of being at the bottom where I don't know what's going on and I'm kind of giving up hope. And, I still pray and all that, but it's trying to, you just get into that mode of like, man, it ain't gonna work out for me. It's just how my life gonna be. And I fell into that trap, but it's all just about getting back onto it. That's why I'm making this video now, because I just want you guys to know that, yeah, we all going through something, right? That doesn't minimize what you're going through. It's just, you're not alone in it. Like, it's a lot of other people out here who probably don't have very similar situations to you. You know what I mean? And hitting rock bottom is, it's a part of the game. Like, life is like a RPG, honestly. It really is like a game. Like, we wake up every day, we do our quest, go to work, whatever. It's RPG, bro. So, yeah, I just wanted to come to y'all and make this video. I know I haven't been uploading videos a lot, to the people who do see this, I hope that this really, touches somebody and y'all know, like, where I'm coming from, because it's easy for me to say this, but, just know that, we all in this together. Like, we all going through stuff. You're not alone. It's not just you who's suffering and struggling. You know what I mean? And it's not as worse. You know what I mean? It can't get any worse. Like, you're gonna, you know what I mean? I ain't gonna say it can't get any worse because maybe you didn't hit your rock bottom, but just know it's always gonna get better. And if everything not okay, then it's not the end. Like, it's all gonna be good at the end. And if it ain't good, then it ain't the end. You know what I mean? So that's pretty much all I wanted to say. That's my message for today. I appreciate all the people who watch the videos and show love, and I apologize for me being inactive because I just been going through some stuff and just in my head too much about stupid stuff that doesn't really matter. But I just hope this hits the audience that it needs to hit, and hope you guys enjoying Got a Coochie, enjoying life, just enjoying being yourself, man, because that's really all we can do is just be ourselves. But yeah, man, it's your boy Not My Forte, and I'm out, bro. Peace.